Hello. A little bit of Palo Santo to start. I'm going to give you some pictures to choose from in just a moment. 3 piles. I shuffled these out earlier today, and then I went about my day, and now it's the end of the day. Yeah, pretty much. And now we're going to do the reading. I kind of want to do some sage as well. So we'll put that Palo Santo over there. Just I was like out and about in a lot of places that I just want to take a little smoke bath. So, and the reason I wait to do this on camera sometimes is just to share it with you, you know? Like, it's a lot easier to bring that frequency into your space if you are actually sharing it with me in the video, you know? Yes, yes. There are different frequencies, sage and Palo Santo, right? They kind of get at different things. My hair's a big poof. That almost burned my sleeve. Okay. I don't really know what these readings are yet. There's a lot of cards, and I know I'm going to need to pick some more cards. If you've clicked on the reading and they did have a theme, maybe I put that in the title. So let's choose some. I kind of feel like I don't want to open these, but I will. I'll just show you the pick that's showing, right? So I've got all these brand new decks, and I don't know why, but I just feel like, oh, I don't want to open them. Am I going to be using these? Like, yeah, I should use them. I have so many cards. I am done buying cards. That's something I do need to say. Alright, pick one. It's this phone cord-ish zipper. Oh, it's a zipper. Pick two. It's this chain dripped onto some broken piece of something. Pick three. A pretzel. Looks like a yucky one. But if you really like pretzels, you might like it. So pick one, two, or three. Choose one or more that has a message for you. You know, if the energy isn't you, sometimes it's somebody else that you know, or you know. And if you're brought to a pile like that, like maybe there's a reason for it. There's you're being given insight that is useful for you to know about this person, you know. But maybe not. Just take what's relevant. Take what kind of hits you in the place where you're like, yeah, this is relevant. All right. Let's get started with pick number one. All of these cards so far. Start out with you. 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 So digging for the cards that I designated to represent you. Those out of the way. This is for a bigger picture view. This is some advice. This is something about you. This is bigger picture advice. This is relevant to the thing. This is relevant to the thing. These are all relevant to the thing. This, probably going to need to find a guidebook on that. And this is you. And these are relevant to the thing. Okay. I'm just going to grab some glasses. We got the Death card in reverse. You know what else? Seeing some light would be helpful. Yes. On my face, but whatever. All right. Shit out of the way. Better get this remote out. Okay. I'm not going to need this remote until I go back over there to bed. All right. So maybe you feel a little like not ready, scattered. This is a bit much in my face. I'm just going to put it down here lower for the cards, I guess, so I can read them. I don't know where I'm going to put this. Yeah, maybe there. All right. Stagnation, sameness, immobile, forced change. So things are, there's some sort of an ending, but you are resisting it. You are resisting an ending. What else? You are willing to work hard, so, I mean, dang, right? Your stamina is, woo. You're a very skilled person. You are able to endure a lot. So I feel like, where this ending is trying to happen, it's like you alone are keeping it going. The universe has no investment in this to continue on or something like that. Hercules. Protector. I'm going to read it from the book. I just heard, that, what is it, a goat? Or I haven't seen that cartoon, that Disney cartoon in a long time, Hercules. But there's a part there in is it a llama? And he's like, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. That's what I was just hearing. Hercules. Alright, let's see what the book says. Poor Hercules was persecuted by his stepmother Hera, but he survived her jealous tricks and became a great protector of humankind. Because humans took Zeus's attention, because humans took Zeus's attention, she disliked them. That's Hera. Hera disliked them. But Hercules took the role of a superhero demigod and acted as an intermediary between mortals and deities. He exemplified physical prowess and masculine strength, but whilst he was an invincible athlete, he was also well-educated, intelligent, and clever. Hercules humbly performed many tasks and labors to redeem himself after wrongdoing. Oh, you may be trying to redeem yourself. Proving he was self-effacing and respectful too. Portrayed as a glorious and great hero, He was also a friend and counselor of mortals. Greece's valiant heroes retained strength after death and could still help humans from the underworld. Interesting, because it says, like, there's a death trying to happen here. And this is talking about retaining strength even after the death. Perhaps you will now attract someone to help you, providing support and strength if you need it. Look out for a superhero to champion your cause and fight your corner. You know, you might be the superhero in the story, actually. Okay, let's see. There's more cards here about you. Nine of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups. The Star in reverse. I just heard, let it hurt so good. Come on, baby, let it hurt so good. Or is it make it hurt so good? Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. Page of Pentacles. Really trying to improve your stability. Working on your stability. Your stability is like you feeling unsafe and at risk with your stability being knocked off course or something with this. Whatever's happening here. And, come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it. Okay, so, ooh, you know what I just got? That there's some sort of ending to a relationship that's been on and off, push and pull. And that's the ending that's being resisted because you don't want to feel the hurt of it or something. Or is it hurt? It's like you're distracting yourself or something. You think the push and pull in the game is love, but it is not. That's why it's being ended by the universe. I mean, this is going to be a forced ending if needed here. There's supposed to be something that you're mourning the loss of, going through the pain of, so that you can heal and then start fresh. But instead, you're like using all the strength that you could have been using for a fresh start to maintain something that I don't know. This is like that reading I did last time where it was like someone had made a commitment that was actually not something that they were meant to be in. When I say meant to, I mean like as according to their soul. Like maybe the relationship served its purpose or it wasn't able to be maintained because two people grew apart. Interesting. All right, let's see what else. Let me look at this another way for a second. Okay, so you might be the hero to one of these parties that's in this on again, off again relationship. Do you need to be your own hero? All right, you are probably not taking this very seriously. This card, I asked it to represent something that you're really good at. And so when it says lighten up and it says joy, that's why I say I don't think that you take this very seriously. Maybe even this reading, you wouldn't take it seriously if I'm all like, oh, something's got to end and this karma that you know, it served its purpose and it's over. And You wouldn't take that. I think you... The same way you ignore your own inner like intuition is the same way you would ignore this message. Spirit be trying to give you messages. Spirit be trying to get your attention. Spirit be putting roadblocks. Spirit be crumbling shit. Spirit be... Spirit be knowing that you're deep, deep in some coping mechanisms, and one of them is probably using... keeping it light, avoiding, and yeah. All right, that's okay. You're just a human, right? Let's see what else. The vision. Jeez, there goes my light. The vision. And right as I said that, I knocked off the light that helped me see. There's too much darkness surrounding you for you to see this clearly. And it could be in the form of another person. Maybe there's a vision and you know about it, but you won't take it seriously. Your hard work is paying off. Okay? In this case, I think it's that you want your hard work to pay off. Like, you feel like you've invested a lot. So you're just like diligently keep working at it, keep working at it. Communication is key. Just ask. So is there something that you need to ask someone? Okay, so like, are you working on something? Strategizing, planning, holding a vision of it, but just not communicating with someone about it? Miscommunication, misunderstanding. There's something that needs to be cleared up, and you know it. You know it. There's been a misunderstanding. All right, let me look at this. Maybe there was an ending and you didn't want something to end. All right, let's look at it this way. There was an ending and you didn't want something to end. But you're kind of stuck and you can't move past it through into the healing because you're not willing to feel the pain of it ending. And you're not even willing to have a conversation about it that would give you the information you need, I guess. Let's see. Maybe you are working on what you need to do in order to have that conversation. Graduated, appointed, wall, strangers, friend, nurse, caring, princess, abundant. You will be pleasantly surprised. This death is in reverse too. Heartbreak. Visit mom's house, and then mom on the next card as well. They have secrets. Shine your light. Shine your light. And we had this light, right? And I was like, I need this light to see. It's like something's in the dark, something's secret, something hasn't been revealed, and you need to uncover it. And that is probably going to happen through a conversation. Codependency and hidden benefit. There is a reason why you will not let this end. There is a reason why you will not let this end. And you're hiding the reason from yourself. It's something to do with codependency. Your inner child needs some healing. Look inside yourself. Yeah, okay. I feel like you're like keeping up with all the things, your responsibilities, and doing what is expected of you and doing the right thing. And, you know, but meanwhile, there's like a part of you that is needing your attention, right? Because everything you do, until you tend to this part of you, everything you do is tainted by the view of the wound, of the pain that you've refused yourself to feel. This Nine of Swords in reverse. Like the boogeyman. It's like, okay, let's see what these are. Root of knowledge. Mirage. I am gentle with myself. Tenderness. Take a chance. Take a chance on them. Take a chance on them. Okay. And then growth. Is this like a fear of rejection? A fear you've been rejected, or you've rejected yourself, or if you're maybe what you're ending is the cycle of being a rescuer. Gosh, this reading is so all over the place. And remember when I first started it, I was like so all over the place. And it was like I wasn't quite ready and things were in my way. And like I needed better light, and then I needed my glasses. And Archangel Michael card says a favorable outcome. Advice card says focus on the positive. Advice card gratitude, 7th house. And then from a higher perspective, you are here for a reason. Star Keeper, cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. You're supposed to end a cycle. It's asking you to begin another cycle. So the ending is the ending of something. And if it's not like a relationship with a person, it could be a way of being. Yes, a way of being. You know, Hercules, from the description of that card, it was talking about, you know, him kind of being like the superhero, right? But if we look at things in terms of being a superhero, when we look at our relationships with humans here and now in these days, if someone is the rescuer, then you may want to look around to see if there's a victim and a persecutor, because that's a codependent way of relating. Yes, it's hidden. Okay. It's called the drama triangle. It lives in codependent relationships. Someone's the rescuer, someone's the victim, and then either the rescuer or the victim can turn into persecutor at any time. It's all held together by expectations of each other and attachment to outcome. Meaning, when you go to relate with somebody, there are all these things about like you're hyper vigilant for watching how they are, how they're going to respond, what do they like, can you categorize them this way, can you trust them this way, what can you expect, are you safe, you know? All these things kind of start coming in, and then like what is your strategy to get what you want out of the relationship? Like what is it that you're trying to get from the relationship? And that comes into it. So now you have a strategy. So you're not even like being who you really are. You're not even like enjoying the present moment with another being, because all of this stuff comes into it. And all this stuff is literally like unfair relating, power struggle relating, codependency, drama triangle. It's a bunch of coping mechanisms that were born from dysfunctional relationships that many of us grew up in this time in the United States. Anyway, there there is a unhealthy relating dynamic at the root cause of what's causing the issue between you trying to end a cycle and begin a new cycle. And I feel like you would be inclined to just shrug it off or whatever. But it's like this, if there is another person involved, they've given you a great gift that you could be very grateful for, and that they've shown you this weakness within yourself, this weakness within the way that you relate. Because you may not be able to readily see it, but this particular wound, the whole thing that's making you not end a cycle, that's asking to be ended, or a way of being, it's also the cause of the troubles in your relationships up to this point in your life. Meaning you've had unsuccessful relationship, unsuccessful relationship, unsuccessful relationship. You've not let yourself get invested. You've not opened your heart. You've not been able to commit or be monogamous, things like this. All rooted in this thing that's now right in front of you as something that you're meant to let go of and let die in you, basically. And it was something that you either concluded or started doing or avoiding in childhood due to the way that you grew up. And this is kind of saying like, it's time to actually grow up, because you were stunted in your development because of, look at the relationship between mother and father, or the caretakers, the ones that you had as an example. Be very gentle with yourself. This is a child version of you that couldn't have understood what was going on, and probably falsely concluded. Because we have mirage here. So what you thought it was, you concluded something, it was a natural thing to do, but you did that with the child mind and the limited experience of a child. It has affected your ability to love, to enter into new love relationships, to follow through on the vision you have for relationships. And this part of you is ready to be healed. I'm just asking, like, how can you trace this back? Is it being suspicious? Is it being suspicious of other people? It happened in Mom's house. And then besides that, the back of this card says Mom too. And it had to do with heartbreak. And an end of a cycle. Did mom get a divorce? Something like that. What happened around that? It was something that you didn't expect. I think that you were very surprised by it. Maybe when everyone else was celebrating, you were just like thinking, wow. I think it caused you to take up the role of caretaker, of caring for others, of rescuing others. Maybe you were appointed this position, like, okay, well, in order to stay relevant here, in order to stay important, I need to take up the role of like being the superhero. It was a misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding not of what you had to do to get the love in the home that you were in, but of what it meant about you, and of what it meant about life and how life works and how relationships with other people will work. Meaning, like, you may have attracted and been in relationship with a lot of people that, like, you chose because you were trying to avoid this feeling or this wound, you know? But the thing is that not everyone, it wouldn't work like this for everyone. Something you concluded about life isn't true. Maybe something appeared unfair, so you just decided not to take anything seriously around that. But what if you're the cycle breaker in your house? What if, I mean, in your family line, you're the cycle breaker? You're here for a reason, it says, you know? Focus on the positive. What do you know? What can you handle? Like, you have stamina. You can work hard. You're very resilient. You are skilled. And you do have a vision. And you can line up with the vision. Once you alchemize this wound, right? Acknowledge it, validate it, accept, be present with any of the feelings. Then go into gratitude for the fact that you were able to do that, you know? And focus on the gold in the situation, meaning like what you found out about yourself and the skills that you honed while going through the process of all of it. Then I want to say just like line up with something new. Line up with something new. Okay, tell me what this wound is. It's a different perspective on the truth. So what will happen after? Afterwards, okay, you won't be having to avoid things. You will be able to discern, meaning you'll know when it's something that you shouldn't take a risk for. And you'll know when you should take the risk. Because this is saying take a chance on them. Take a chance on them. It's like you'll see something much more clearly afterwards, after you clear this misunderstanding and that you see the truth, which is from a different perspective. And we got Hermes. You'll be able to communicate the way that you need to. This one little wound, and it might not feel little to the child version of you who adopted it, but is going to give you a turn of events. The new beginning has a favorable outcome for you. Well, you know how my voice sounds? I feel like, the communication that you have to have, your voice might want to give out during it, right? Like, it might feel so foreign to you. It might feel so forced. But I kind of just feel like it said communication is key because it is important. It's like, this is something you haven't done because your coping mechanism said don't do that. But you are an adult now and you're growing through this situation. So it's like you can now go back to discernment and trial and error, and just like, okay, you don't know who to trust. Well, take a chance then. Now you have a person who can process your own heartbreak and pain. So if it doesn't work out, you can handle it. If you get rejected, you can handle it. If you have to end things, you can handle it. Like, it's like that. No hiccups. Now on that is your reading. Where are we at? 36 minutes. Okay, just take what resonates with you. It's just information to reflect on. I'm going to move on to pick 2. Okay, pick 2. Who are you? Six of coins. Six of cups. Four of pentacles. Two of cups. Five of pentacles in reverse. I heard a fool in love. Eight of swords. Overthinking. Stubborn, overthinking. You want to be in a nice, loving relationship, but maybe you're kind of a little bit like you want to be the one to receive. You want to be in the feminine position in the relationship, the receiver. Six of coins. All right, so this is saying so far there adjustments are needed, okay? Adjustments are needed. The strategist, the overthinker in you needs to take a nap. You got to look at it in terms of like the whole process is part of it. You are learning as you live. You are able to be very playful. Princess. I heard princess. You can be your own knight. Swim away from this situation. The situation that you feel nostalgic about, that is like a scarce situation, meaning you don't get what you need or want from the situation, that is what you should swim away from. Patience. Be patient with yourself. Eros, desire. Oh, yeah. Eros. Let's see what Eros says. This card describes the pleasure of sexual attraction and yearning. Eros was one of the first entities to be brought into being, as procreation requires the desire for lovemaking, and the world could not be populated without the hot flames of amorous lust. It seems that the matter you are considering is likely to contain an intense craving or sexual magnetism, and therefore things could get very steamy if those involved feel so inclined. Equally, this may be a time to be a little flirtatious and alluring so that you draw whomever you desire to you. Passion is primordial driving force that is as old as the creation itself, and this card represents a feeling that has stimulated humans since time began. However, if you are not in a position to have this energy play out in a physical way at the moment, this card may still represent powerful intensity and great passion, which could be unleashed to create your heart's desire. And in the advice cards, we did get take action, welcome, and tower. Believe in the impossible. You want something, you're overthinking it, you don't think it could be, you want it real lot. Instead of thinking so much, it's like saying, like, get into the flow state. But, like, also don't beat yourself up if you have been thinking about it so much. It's saying detach from the situation because this overthinking and stuff is not helping the situation. It is asking you to have patience. Let's see, what else? The nectar. Yeah, there's something very sweet that you'd like to experience with this. Dreams coming true. You want it bad. You want it bad. You know, it could be a desiring a relationship with somebody. Somebody that you know from a past life or just feel very nostalgic about. Someone from your past, perhaps. Someone that you think about a lot. There is passion for them. It seems impossible, but this is saying, like, no, believe in the impossible. Take time to play because that's what's going to help you right now. Swim away from this. Don't stop thinking about it. Stop analyzing it. Stop hoping and wishing and noticing that you don't have it. Go play. Go play. Oh my gosh. When I just said that, you know, that's like what my parents said to me constantly when I was a kid. And, you know, in time. Hidden enemy, gossip. Divine masculine. The more that you talk to others about this, the more you work against yourself. Especially someone you may have been talking to might not be fully on board, and you might not even realize that. Divine masculine. Look that up if you're interested. There's a dude on Instagram named Lauren Kren. He's talking about a lot of embodiment of the divine masculine in ways that I resonate with, and I think you may benefit from looking at somebody who's talking about that energy and what it looks like in relationship. There was one time he said something that I didn't agree with, but most of everything else. Practice new expression. A new perspective. Yeah. The way the reason why they're asking you to not think about this anymore is because the way you're thinking about it is not helping the situation, and it's got to be adjusted. You are very intelligent. Maybe you're analyzing the piss out of this. You don't miss a beat, though. So what you're being asked to do is use this more feminine energy to step back and get out of the box. So maybe you need divine masculine to be able to do that. So to provide yourself the safe space so that you feel safe enough to do this, and which is step back and be patient. You can be your own knight. Yeah. We've got love story, happily ever after, union, lovers, partnership, soulmate, mystery, detective. Oh gosh, you just want to know, huh? Control issues, detective twice on 2 different decks. Archangel Michael says, be gentle with yourself. All right, they're not wanting to like shame you, you know? Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. You are learning something here. So, the process of going from the way you have been thinking about it to the way you will think about it when you line up with it, when it becomes reality, that process is something that you want to know about. Like, you want to be able to you want to step back and observe what that is, but also live it and be present with it. Like, I kind of feel like that's the juicy part. The process of getting from where you have been and how you've been thinking about it to getting to the place where it is your reality. Patience is a virtue. So much about patience here as well. This is non-attachment, not don't be attached to the outcome. When you're happy with the process, when you're happy within that process, then you don't have all this resistance about it, you know? Take responsibility for your actions. Yes, there is an action for you to take, and it is to detach and to go play. Surrender to the sweetness. What did we just say about the sweetness? Didn't I just say something about that? Let me see, where was that? The sweetness. It was one of these first cards. Did I? Well, I don't remember now. I don't see it anywhere. Okay. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Yeah, you gotta stop touching this so much. Stop detecting it. Stop. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Believe in the impossible. Know that it's gonna work out. Have patience about it. It's not on some specific timeline, because you got some enjoying to do in the process of, and you know how to do that. This is for the feminine. This is asking the feminine to balance her divine masculine and divine feminine energies within. That's what this is. And if you are a masculine and it feels right for you, then take that too. You know, maybe there is some more healing for you to do, that you find your way through in the process. That's possible. Okay. That was your reading. Pick two. And even though my throat is like ready to go on strike, I am going to keep doing this. But I think I got to get a drink. It's icy. Okay. Yeah. Pick three. Let's see what we got for you. The hanged one. Reverse. King of Wands. Three of Swords in reverse. The Tower. Persephone. Transformation. Yeah. You may now feel as if you are in an underworld, but know that your soul is unconsciously preparing for a new wisdom and a fresh cycle. Soon, rapid growth will help you see the light. Yeah, things probably feel a little bit dark right now. Things are crumbling. Things are healing, so if you've had heartbreak in the past, like, that's actually moving through you now. Like, you're letting yourself be with the grief of it, because why? Because probably something in the physical world crumbled and it got your attention, so you're sad about it, and now it's like you're letting yourself feel sadness, so that heartbreak that was stored in you for so much longer, is now also processing out. So you might be thinking like, oh, well, normally I can handle things much better than this, but I just feel so heavy and so down, even though this was just like a setback, and I know I can handle setbacks. It's like, oh no, actually, you may handle setbacks very well, but there's an emotional issue that was lodged in you that needed your love and attention. And now that you've been giving yourself the presence to deal with the setback and how that feels, it's like that old wound is also coming up from the emotional body. So I get the sense like you may be a masculine energy, or predominantly. It's asking you to look at your community and your friendships, and it's saying refill your own cup. Let's get more about that and see if we can put it in a little bit better context with some more cards, okay? We've got Echo, Shelter. You might have like clairvoyance opening up, meaning you might start getting visions at this time. And you probably will doubt yourself. Yeah, I don't mean to laugh at you. It's just like, yeah, I get it. Because like sometimes it can seem really crazy when stuff like this starts happening. But it's recognizing this. I release the need to know all the answers. It's kind of saying like, yeah, surrender right now, because like you're not going to have it all figured out. This is new stuff here. You're in new territory now. Nostalgia. Instead of going back over things from the past, it's asking you to be here and now. Why? Because you're processing through things that need your presence. Remember, the process that I talk about for alchemy is acknowledge the issue, validate why you have it, accept that you have it, and be present with any feelings associated with it. Presence is very powerful here in this process. So if you're spending all your time thinking about the past, reminiscing, thinking about how things were or where they went wrong or what you could have done different, it's saying no, bring your focus to the present here and now, okay? Not what happened before. Ask and you shall receive when it comes to guidance, when you have questions. If you do have a friend that you can trust, by all means, and maybe it's where you find out if you can trust people too, when you ask them. But it's saying like, you should refill your own cup. So if you're asking for guidance, make sure it's not someone like who's invested in you doing it their way. If someone is not okay with you making a choice different from what they've advised you, or like then you know that's a red flag, right? Then they have an agenda, and like that's not the kind of guidance you need. So do you have like a higher power, that you should be asking instead? A counselor, someone who can reflect it back to you in a way where they're not putting their biases all in it, maybe playing devil's advocate for you and things like that. I think you are very good at letting go of things that no longer serve you. So that's helpful here. And just to put some things in perspective, that is what's going on here. You may benefit from doing yoga, moving your body, dancing, getting out, having fun. This is the second time I'm getting detoxification. Something like it. So if you're, if it's like time to come off caffeine or alcohol or cannabis, if you can, do a detox. Detox an organ or your blood or your liver or the pages that you've liked and the people you follow on social media or subscriptions in your email or, things like that. Clean out your car and your refrigerator. You're going to find there is something that you do need to leave behind. Silent, meditate, be still. Stillness is where you heal your nervous system. But it isn't like trying to cut you off as well. It's like saying, yeah, can you give yourself time for all of these things? For meditating as well as going out dancing. This is a time for a fresh start. So, maybe you wouldn't have taken yourself out dancing. Maybe you wouldn't take yourself to a nice restaurant. Maybe you wouldn't get together with a friend and go, I don't know, to a movie. But it's saying like maybe do some different kind of things that you hadn't been doing. Find a different community or if you have a good community, spend some time with them in different ways. If you don't have friendships or a community that are healthy, it's saying like open yourself to finding new things. It's really asking you to be self-reliant though. So it's, for some reason, there's this distinction being pointed out here to refill your own cup, meaning if you're getting together with a friend, make sure it's not because that friend strokes your ego. If you are going out to dinner, make sure it's not because that person always pays. It's about being independent, self-reliant, but also allowing yourself the goodness in life and making sure you're taking care of yourself in the ways of like letting yourself meditate and getting rid of and releasing things that no longer serve you. And if you feel like your spark has gone out, like this is what's going to allow you to re-spark. It's like this nice balance between family and work, life, nature. And it's a strength to be able to balance all those things. Fond memory, patriarch, and it's in the reverse. So one of the things that you might be letting go of is a perspective that you were adopted from your father. Hold on, I got a cough. It's not only the perspective that you adopted from your father, but maybe from observing your father, but also of family and how family works and how to balance the work-life thing and friendships. It's something about your belief about how all that works. Yeah. Wow. If you have been going out too much for those superficial reasons, then it's like, okay, well, take a fresh start on that. Like maybe is there something else you can do, something more creative in your own space, in your stillness? Yeah. Live your bliss. Nerves, lack of confidence. Drug dealers. Interesting. Yeah, in order to deal with insecurity or lack of confidence, you may have turned to drugs and alcohol. And, when you're detoxing, this might be some of the stuff that you're going to find that you will need to let go of. The creator. Oh my gosh, yes. There's some sort of hidden creativity that you maybe haven't been focusing on very much, that wants to be expressed through you. We got the Queen of Wands in reverse. Aggressive, demanding, dramatic, obstinacy, jealousy, deceit, and self-doubt. You had the King of Wands upright, though. Maybe that's like an expectation that you've had about people, friends, people that you're in relationship with. Who's this card? Nine of Swords. Anxiety, hopelessness, worry. Feel stuck in something. It's because of the way you view relationship with especially someone like this reverse Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Wands may come off as someone who is warm, passionate, enthusiastic, determined, adaptable. But I don't think you necessarily expect that, or I feel like you have an expectation that people that come off like that are really some other way. That maybe in from experience you've even found them to be demanding and dramatic and childish and aggressive and deceitful and full of insecurity. And so maybe the way that you've thought about home and friendships and work-life balance kind of stuff has all been tainted by this picture of a conclusion that you made, maybe. I mean, frankly, that sounds like it makes everything a lot of work. Meditate and contemplate. It's really, really calling you to meditate a lot. So whatever meditation is for you. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Yeah, you are going to leave this behind. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Archangel Michael card. You may need some support, though. So know that, in your higher self, highest self, angels, guides, ancestors, they're all there to support you, but depending on how much, contact you have with them and how much trust you've built in your relationship with them, will dictate how much you can depend on them. But if you can, you should. You can begin to establish that kind of relationship. When you have visions, that's coming from a place where you can trust, know that it's support. Shelter. An echo. Yeah, with this, it's like you would recognize that it's been a pattern that's been repeating over and over in your life. And that's what you're going to be leaving behind. And so when it comes to support, if it's just like asking you shall receive, or asking God or angels or praying, go ahead. But like if you know somebody, if there's someone in your view that can help you navigate this, then go for that person. Someone in your community. Someone in your community can help you. Mm-hmm. Worry is a wasted emotion. The bigger picture view says, called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Yeah, you are being called up. The seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. All of this has kind of been dormant in you and blocked by this certain way of navigating all these topics of home life, work life, friendships, community. You have managed yourself in a certain way given that, but right now you're going through a full-on transformation which puts you in a fresh start. But that means some things are crumbling, right? And sure, that can be uncomfortable. You're going to find some comfort in meditating. It's all going to be inward. Everywhere that you're going to find comfort is inward. But if you do need support, that like, you know, it's just someone to like help you stay centered or remind you, or, you know, things like that, reach out. In your creative endeavors, that's where another place where you're going to find comfort and release from any of the nerves that come up through this. Lack of confidence and things like that you're going to be working through. You will end up very confident after this. It's going to be worth it. Maybe you really have a lot of doubts. Maybe you need to ask some questions. And if you know someone you can ask questions to, do it. I just heard something like, "Come on down. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right." I don't know why. Maybe you're listening to that show right now or something. Or maybe it's a talk show you want to go on. Maybe it's my talk show. We wouldn't have to do this kind of stuff on a talk show, though. I don't think I have anything services offered on my website right now, but I am thinking of something that I can start offering. So if you have a need, you can contact me and we can see if it's a good match. All right, pick 3. That is your reading. Just information to reflect on. Only take what's helpful to you. Leave the rest